So Elmer de Haas,
Yeah,
you said that
yeah.
you said that you are in Amsterdam right now, and you spend the
Yep.
confinement there. How
Sorry,
you
we lost contact.
you spent the confinement and the lockdown there because of the
Yes,
COVID?
basically we are stuck here, and yeah,
Could you
I,
continue?
yes, but I also took the time to reflect a little bit on life, and I went through my archive, which was also really nice because things that basically never saw daylight, I looked at them and then I thought, actually they're quite good. So I renewed some things, and I'm busy working on a screenplay, so I do write as well. And
Oh,
this
really?
period, in that respect, this period was really
Good
well,
focus.
an opportunity to use the spare time to write. So I hope I used it productively.
Do
But we will see.
you often write? You often write screenplay?
No, not really. I like to see myself a bit as a storyteller in general. So whether it's moving or whether it's stills in the photography, and for years I had this idea, and I thought this should be brought alive, and so I started to write.
That's very interesting.
But I never wrote a screenplay before, so it's quite new actually.
And so you, because you're also doing some films, so you're a photographer. Do you have a, because I saw that you are the founder of Black Tip.
Yes, Black Tip Productions. Yes.
Is it a film? Is it a film company, or what is it exactly?
It's mutual. I direct commercials and do the photography under well, either Elmer de Haas or Black Tip. It's all in one. And yeah.
You are represented by Galerie Vos, and so we had the chance to see some of your works on their booth in the virtual edition of Photo Basel. And these works, they are landscapes actually. And
yes,
is it, does landscape photography occupies an important place within your practice?
That's funny because not particularly landscapes. I like to work with people, but what I find in a way interesting about landscapes or places where I am and come is that I'm not looking for images. They basically reflect emotions while I'm there, and those emotions I try to capture. For example, the two desert images I shot in Namibia while on a road trip with a friend of mine, and we got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and be there at the right time, and it was such an overwhelming, powerful surrounding that and I tried to capture that my emotion. I was really touched by the wildness and the I mean, I can imagine that people in the desert just start to walk and never return. I can imagine. It's such an, and I try to capture those things. So landscapes, I don't consider myself a landscape photographer. I try to capture the emotions that reflect or the emotions that come to me.
Mm-hmm. And photographing in black and white, photographing in black and white helps you capturing this emotion. Is it?
Yes, I think so.
More than colors.
It's yes, yeah, for sure, yeah, and maybe the emotion is either black or white or a combination, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's, but black and white to me captures the emotions best.
Mm-hmm. And you can play with contrasts, maybe in a stronger way.
You see the curves and the shapes and the it makes it a bit more abstract, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And emotions to me are more abstract than I can capture in color.
Yeah. There's another aspect that I would like to talk about with you, is that I'm quite interested actually in the sound aspect of photography, or the sonorous aspect of photography. And I saw among your projects that you did one with Barbara Hannigan, who's a soprano and conductor.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if music, since it's very related to music, if it had a big impact in the way you approached and you took your photographs, and if you thought of it in terms of sound as well at some point.
Yeah.
If you understand what I...
Yeah, it's interesting. No, that's interesting, because music does play a big part, and also when taking photographs of Barbara, then we often play music, and it's I think it affects the image and the whole atmosphere in which we take the photos. And and when, I mean, on the road trip, I was not wearing any headphones with music or so, but I think when I'm looking back at photographs and play a certain type of music, that does affect my selection in a way. It should be a bit poetic, and so that's, yeah, it's a thin line, but it's because the photo should be good, but I mean, yeah, maybe it's a bit abstract, but
yeah, it's a bit abstract, but I guess that some photographs they resonate more soundly than some others. I guess when we look at exhibition, sometimes we really hear a sound, sometimes less. But I was quite intrigued by this. We almost reached the 10-15 minutes that I wanted you to.
Okay.
So I will.
I'm sorry. Now it changed. Yes. I mean,
so now
anyway,
you could continue for half an hour.
Yes. Yeah.
For photography, do you have projects plans for the next month?
Well, I was about to take another series of Barbara, but that's obviously postponed. And
it's a long-term.
Yes,
it's a long-term collaboration. It's a long-term collaboration with Barbara.
Yes, yeah, we do. I think for eight years, I think, and we established also, next to the relation of photographer and an artist, singer, conductor, we did build a friendship, and that makes, which is based on trust, and she completely trusts me, and like, for example, the underwater series we did, that was our own idea, and it was recently used as the new CD cover, but it's it's a long relation we have. Yes, yeah.
Where
Which
did
is
you?
nice, actually.
Yeah, that's. I think that's fantastic to build, because then you.
Yeah.
I think you know exactly what the other expect as well, and there's a true communication, a true communication between you and
Yes.
her, and both artistic practice.
Yeah, she allows me to basically take photos and do what I want, because there is a trust, and sometimes it does not really, you know, work, or it works fantastically, because I also shoot her at the unstaged moments, and I think that those are pretty strong photos of her, I think. So
we are really looking forward to seeing again your works on Galerie Vos booth. And
yes, thank you for your time and interest, and your patience by me changing shirts.
So see you somewhere sometimes.
Absolutely.
Maybe
Thank you
meet.
very much, and all the best and luck with this virtual exhibition in Basel.
Thank you.